What's going on, everybody? Devore and G Money. This is the Not for Debate podcast. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, and all other major streaming platforms. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook as well. G Money, what is going on, man?
What's going on, brother? I can't wait for this NFL season to start. It seems like it's been a long off season since we've been talking about it. Finally, it's here, right?
Yeah, like I'm legitimately counting the days. Like next week is going to be Labor Day, so I'm going to be off that Monday. So that Thursday is legitimately 3 days away from the Monday. So again, like I'm counting the days. Like I'm looking forward to fantasy football too as well because I'm real heavy on fantasy football. I don't know if you're into fantasy like that, but
Actually, I
um
want to. You got to let me know that backstage because actually want to do it. I haven't done it since high school.
I'm in one at work right now. It's like $150 buy-in,
Mm.
but I also do a little something with FanDuel. Um, I don't mean to put FanDuel under the bus, but I don't get involved with the big pools that they have, like where you just put in like $1 and like 210 people or whatever amount of people, like more than 100 people get involved in that one league, and then winner takes, I believe, 75, 80%, something like that. I don't like doing those because it's I feel like they just add some bots in there sometimes just so they can find a way to make a profit. If you get what I'm saying,
Oh
like
yeah,
I
no, I know what you're
remember,
saying. Yeah.
yeah, I remember a couple years back where I ended up, I the this is the closest I've ever ended up getting to winning. Like I believe it was like I think $600. Um, I drafted a good lineup because you know in FanDuel, like you don't keep the same lineup. You draft each week. So I had a hell of a lineup that day. Like I had like some no possible, like off the top of your head type picks, and I think I finished the day off. Well, towards the end of the day, I had like over 125 points before my last game was even played. Like 125 points. That legitimately put me within the top three. So I was going to end up walking away with $300. So then, like we draw closer to that Sunday night game, and I'm legitimately watching the Sunday night game. Don't quote me on what players these were for the Seahawks. 'Cause I remember I know it was the Seahawks and I want to say the Packers. Like this one dude, was one account literally had like five Seahawk and Green Bay Packer players on their team, and legitimately took me out of me and ended up winning some money. Like that's how ridiculous you end up playing with that many people on FanDuel is. So moving forward, my plan is if we actually do get involved with FanDuel, us finding like just it's two of us here right now. Banks is here. I didn't even know
Nope.
Banks was here. What's going
Yeah,
on?
Banks. Yeah, yeah. What's up,
I didn't
Banks?
even know he
Yeah.
was here. I wouldn't even look at the
Yeah, I
screen.
told you I'll
Uh,
come by and step in for a little bit, man. I am swamped right now, bro. Long day.
it's all good. We all know the hustle, but
Appreciate it, man.
let me, but yeah, since Banks is in here, so there's three of us here right now. So we just got to get like what, seven more people, and like we just put in like what, $5 every week, and then winner takes all, or however you guys want to do it or whatever. But I just want to do it with people I know, because I know I'll be able to
So
take
why we
y'all
just
back
do a
in.
fantasy football league then and just make it a grand prize at the end and whoever wins the Super Bowl and just do a fantasy
Mm.
football.
We could do
I'm
that,
not
but
big
there
on FanDuel, bro. I hate it just for the exact reason you just said it.
that's why
FanDuel,
I
I just
said
feel
it
like
might
you
as well just
lose
be
to
just
people who
us
have the
10.
perfect picks every time. It doesn't make sense.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah. That's why I end up giving up doing that. That's why I was
I feel like it's bots, man. I really do.
oh yeah. I think it's bots too. No bull, I really think it's
Hmm.
bots. Just to
I feel like
see.
it's their very own bots that they don't want people to win the grand prize. You get what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Cap for Life and Front Porch Mo.
Yeah, he talked about help us get rich. Hey, I need to start me a GoFundMe. I was at the grocery store buying my mumbo sauce. By the way, I ain't ever buying that mumbo sauce ever again. It was like $7 or $8 for a little ass bottle. But anyway, when I ended up going to the cash register to purchase it, they asked me if I wanted to donate money to a charity. I'm like, lady, like any other time, like I'll round up my.
No.
I literally, most of the
No,
time,
no,
I round
shit,
it up.
I want to be the charity. What the?
Right, I want to be the charity. I forgot what TV show or commercial I was watching. I think it was yesterday, and they was like, "You make a donation." By the way, my heart is definitely out to the people down in New Orleans. Like, I mean, no
Yeah.
disrespect whatsoever, but they had a commercial up there, and they was like, um, make a donation to the people in New Orleans, and then they was like, you don't even have to make a payment out your bank account. You can get it taken out of your phone bill. I'm like, damn, that's how we doing
What?
things now.
So
Yeah,
wait, hold on. So they're not accepting cash. You can't just give like a couple dollars. You got to do it with a card or
you could, but they're like
virtual money.
they're extending the option where, all right, if you ain't got the money right now, that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and just charge it onto your phone bill, and so you ain't gotta fork it out of pocket right now.
Nah, I'm good.
So I was like, man, that joint is actually pretty slick for real. Cause like, who wants to pay out of pocket of money that they don't have? And like, if you put it on your phone bill, like what is $2? Like, you ain't even thinking about the $2 at leave your pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you never know. There could be more charges. I don't know. I just don't.
Yeah, that too. That was my other suspicion. I was like, nah, I think I'm gonna end up keeping this right in my pocket. I just make my local little donation, just round up my 740 to
Take
about
that
$8.
$2 and download a ringtone with it, like it's back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I remember
And
that.
download your ringtone.
You actually still download ringtones?
I know people that still do it. Believe it or not, people actually still have ringtones on their phone. I hate hearing actual ringtones now. Like
Yeah,
when my
that's
phone rings,
that's
I get
old.
agitated.
Hey, but like, let's say if it's like your lover, like, don't you think that she deserves to have
No,
a particular ringtone?
No,
no,
no, no, no,
no,
no.
no.
She already getting everything else. Why she need a ringtone?
And my girl actually surprised me today. Um, she actually surprised me today because her and I went out to dinner a few weeks ago. We went to this spot, this really nice spot in Kendall, in Florida here called Chef Adrian's. And Chef Adrian's is really, really nice restaurant. Really nice. Talking about
I heard
real
about
nice
that.
up there. So when we went there, I really enjoyed the char grilled oysters. And I've been having, like I said, I had a pretty shitty day. Finding out my sister's in the hospital. She's still in the hospital right now. And then a lot of stuff going on at work and, a lot of expectation. It's just a lot, bro. Like today was a very overwhelming day. And I never complain about work ever. But today was just one of those days. And so
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh, I hear what you're saying, babe. I got you. I got a surprise for you." I'm like, "Yeah, all right, cool." I'm thinking she want to have sex. Bro. I'm thinking she just want a quickie. She coming to the house. You
Hey,
want
hold on
whatever.
real quick. Are you aware we are live right now?
I'm just being
So what?
honest, man. What do I got to hide? That's
So
the only
what?
girl I'm
We
talking
grown
to in my
ass
life.
men. We'll be all right.
I was just extending out that professional courtesy. We are
Hey,
live right
I'm
now.
just saying, bro. I thought she was coming here to drop it. Just FYI. That definitely didn't happen. I didn't get nothing. So for our young listeners, nothing happened. There were no birds and the bees. But
Yeah, not today.
she surprised me with the oysters, and I was just like, "This is actually better than birds and the bees," because this is what I was actually surprised.
Nobody
So,
says birds and the bees. We say connect the dots.
Connect the
well,
dots.
hey,
What?
that
Whatever you want to
sounds
use, I guess.
whatever works, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah.
Nothing happened, which was fine with me. So yeah, man, it's just been one of those days, man. Been real, very hectic.
I
Yeah.
hear you. I hear
hear
you
you.
1000%. Um, just to get us warmed up as far as our opening debate. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys have the floor. about whatever y'all was discussing in our backstage, just to give the audience a little bit of a backstory. Banks ended up posting up a picture of a Jordan Clarkson, a before and after picture. I believe it was the before. The before was when he was on the Los Angeles Lakers, and I'm guessing the recent picture was taken somewhat recent. And I believe Banks posed the question in his comment section about what players did LeBron make better in his career. Now, I know G Money is going to be objective
Of
to what
course,
makes to
bro.
say it.
I just speak the truth, bro. I just speak the truth.
So
There's
I
no surprise there, bro.
I just speak the truth, man.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys have the next 10 minutes to hash out y'all differences, because I know y'all was just going back and forth. I had a hard time
As
trying to keep up because I was busy my damn self. So all this is going to be fresh to me. But
as
you guys
as
have the
as we
floor.
are, yeah, as we always do when it comes to LeBron. But go ahead, Banks. You go first. Go ahead, get it out.
No, I don't really have nothing to say about it, bro. My question is my question. I don't think LeBron James has made anybody better personally. When you look back all the players he's played with, for the most part, those players were already, good players that he came in and and he made the team better. You know what I mean? His presence alone is gonna take the team to great heights because he's a great all time player. So when people make the comments about him being, making teammates better, I always pose the question, well, who? And I can never get a name uh, that's concrete. And if nobody can provide me concrete evidence showing me anywhere where this player's game was elevated to whatever. I just don't get it. Um, that's just me personally. You know, of course, LeBron fans and his followers and all those people surrounding him are going to always disagree. Just like they disagree with every other topic about LeBron James. That's why I say, to me, it's almost pointless to even argue with a fan of LeBron because they disagree with everything that you say about him.
It's
It's
not
like
true.
it is true.
It's
It's
not.
very
It's not
true.
true.
You guys find a way to disagree with everything. It's like I don't get it. But like I said, I don't. Off the top of my head, maybe I'm missing somebody. I know somebody said Mo Williams. I thought that was a joke. Someone said Big Z, the
Mm,
Dreams of Goskins. I also thought that was a joke. Um,
okay.
so Kyrie Irving was a big joke. That guy shouldn't even been mentioned. Um, so I can't think of anybody else. I honestly can't. I can't think of anybody. And again, that's no hate against him. I'm not hating on him by making that statement. I'm just having a hard time thinking whose game elevated playing alongside with LeBron James. Like who because these guys like Kyrie Irving, for instance, is already Kyrie's. It's not like I can see if his points per game went from 20 to 25 or 25 to 30, then I would understand that. I'd be like, okay, yeah, that's definitely, you know what I mean. Kyrie's still averaging the same points per game that he's averaged the entire time he's been in the league, except for his first 2 years in the league, his first rookie year, or whatever the case may be, where he averaged 18, and then the following year, I think he averaged 20, which, that's just him getting better, learning the league, filling the league out, and getting more play time, getting more run. So I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, you got the floor, G.
So 2015, the first year, well, 2014-15 season, first year played with LeBron, 44% from the field. The second year, 47% from the field. The third year, 49% from the field, because he only played with LeBron 3 years. And then he went to Boston, unfortunately got hurt. So every year he played with LeBron, his field goal percentage got better. You know why? Because when you play with the point I made on the chat, on the backstage, is when you play with another great player, it makes your game easier. When Kyrie was by himself, he had to score. He had to be the best player. He didn't have enough room to score. They were double teaming him. So that's one player as far as his field goal percentage that has gone up every year with LeBron. Now his points per game They've been pretty much the same. 2016 was his best. Actually, no, the best year was in Boston, 2019. But 2016, 25 points per game, as opposed to the previous year, 19 points per game, and in 2014, 21 points per game. So if you want to put out numbers, that's right there telling you that playing with LeBron has been a big impact on Kyrie Irving's career. I'm not saying that LeBron is the sole reason why Kyrie is great. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is playing with LeBron made the game easier for Kyrie, just like playing with Kevin Durant makes the game easier for Kyrie. That's the whole point of what I was trying to tell you. When you have another great player with you that is probably even better than you, that's only going to make your game better. So this concept of he doesn't make players better, that makes no sense to me. How does he not make players better? You take LeBron off the Cavaliers his first 7 years. Are they a relevant team? Are they a good team? Are they going to the playoffs? No. He makes the team better. He makes the team better, and that in turn makes the players better. So I don't understand this concept or this notion. Now, what you did say, you mentioned Kevin Love, you mentioned Chris Bosh. Cool. Those are great points. Kevin Love was killing it in Minnesota. 25 points per game, 24 and 12, just balling. But did he take his team to the playoffs? Now I know that's the West. And that's another point of what I was saying. It's not always about numbers. It's about your impact on the team, and can you make your team better to get to the playoffs? Because the NBA, if you can't get to the playoffs, you're not good to me. That's just me. Stephon Marbury was a great scorer. He didn't take the Knicks to the playoffs. Tracy McGrady never had no great playoff run. I don't care about numbers. It's about your impact in the game. And before LeBron came to Cleveland, all Kyrie Irving was doing was putting up numbers, but it didn't change the game. It didn't change the team. It didn't make them great. As soon as LeBron comes, the team and Kyrie got better. I don't understand that question. I don't understand how you don't see that LeBron makes his teammates better. I just don't get it.
Yeah, and I still don't get it. I mean, I hear everything you're saying. It still doesn't prove a point to me. I definitely hear what you're saying, man. I just don't see it, man. I don't feel like their game elevated. It's just like, the moment you're in the finals, whatever the case may be, this is when you gotta bring the A game. Yada yada yada. When you actually sit back and think about it, not too many players in this league has made guys better. Even the all-time greats, even Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan didn't make Scottie Pippen better. He didn't. Scottie just had to figure things out. He went on his way. Now the game got easy, like we mentioned with the LeBron James and Kyrie thing. Of course, Michael Jordan being on the floor made things easier for Scottie. But guess what? When Michael Jordan wasn't on the floor, when he was off those 2 years and he was retired from the league, Scottie Pippen led the team in scoring and was the man. He carried the team.
He was the man.
He went to the playoffs. He went to the playoffs. You know what I mean? And again, when Jordan came back to the team, what happened? His points per game regressed because his primary role of responsibility wasn't to put the ball in the basket no more. We need you to play defense and play the best defender. I mean, the best offensive threat on the team on a nightly basis for the most part. Him and Jordan would, alternate between the best wing guys or whoever the best player on the opposite team is for the most part. Unless there's some type of big, of course, Scottie or Jordan ain't guarding no big. But you know what I'm trying to say. Again, I'm not.
Wait, can I just? I'm sorry. No, I hear you. I just want to respond to front porch Mo. He said we don't respond to the chat. I just want to respond to what he said. Scottie was already who he was. No, he wasn't. Scottie had to build to get to that. When Scottie came in the league, he was not as good as he was. He got better in the 89-90 season when he became an all-star. After that year, and he had the game 7 when he had the migraine, 90-91, that's when Scottie became Scottie, and that's when the Bulls took off, and they didn't lose ever since. So Scottie didn't come in the league great. He had to grow to that. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Just wanted to respond to him.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see that. I don't have access to monitor the chat anymore. I think I gotta actually log into the chat to the actual page again, which I'll need to go and talk about that backstage probably tomorrow or whatever. But yeah, man, I mean, you don't hardly see. And I've been thinking about that since we had that conversation. I'm really sitting here thinking, what player actually? I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I would say James Harden made guys better. I mean, when especially when he got to Brooklyn, if you pay attention to that, Brooklyn got a lot
He
better
was
when
a,
James Harden was.
he was the point guard. Yeah, you're right.
Right. James Harden elevated his game. Russell Westbrook, believe it or not, elevated some players' games. Um, I'm just saying, bro. Again, I don't want to sound like a hater because I'm definitely not hating on LeBron or anything like that. I just when people say that when they make that statement, it because I guess because I have this notion in my head and I been watching him since his rookie year. LeBron has had the courtesy of playing with some pretty good players the last 10 or so years of his career. He's had some really good players on that to play with. That's just facts, bro. I'm not, and we know that's true. That's not no made up whatever. He's played with some great players. So in my opinion, because you play with those great players who are already had their careers and stuff established for the most part, like it's hard to elevate. To me, I don't see you elevate. I mean, getting them to the finals, yeah. But their game, I don't know.
My point is when they play with LeBron, their game gets better because it makes it easier because of how LeBron plays the game, the way he orchestrates and passes the ball. So that's my point. That yes, they were already good and great before LeBron, but with LeBron they play even better because he passes the ball. He's a pass first guy. He's not like Kobe or Jordan or Durant or Melo where you have to score. He's a pass first guy. As far as we brought up Kyle Kuzma. In the chat, and like you were saying in the chat, Kyle Kuzma had the potential to be great, and they were trying, and I don't know what happened there. Maybe it was more Kuzma than LeBron not helping him, but I've seen other Facebook sports pages talking about look at Kyle Kuzma, look at Montrezl Harrell. They went to play with LeBron and they played worse. And it's like I don't blame LeBron for that. I blame them. They didn't play up to their potential. How do you feel about that?
I agree. I mean, you definitely not agree with the Kyle Kuzma. With Montrezl Harrell, I mean, personally, I never thought Montrezl Harrell was a good player. That's just my opinion. I don't think he's a good player. I feel like he's one of those guys, those energy guys. Most of his points come off, second chance points and things like that, and alley oops if he, whatever. He's not one of those guys. But he definitely is an energy player. He comes off the bench, gives you high energy for the minutes that he's in the game and things like that. And he's earned his career as a result of it. Just like Patrick Beverly. Patrick Beverly and Montrezl Harrell are very similar to me, in my opinion. They have very similar play styles. They're not guys that are going to come in there and just drop points like crazy, but they're going to bring energy, which you need an energy guy. Every team needs an energy guy to get them going, and that's what Montrezl Harrell is. Now, the point about Kuzma was the biggest letdown in my opinion. I really think that LeBron, in my honest opinion, I felt like that's one of the reasons why LeBron and management decided to keep Kuzma. Because whenever I say LeBron, everybody gets mad. So I'll say LeBron and management because whether you believe it or not, LeBron is orchestrating the way that team is built. We all know that's just common sense. But and he does have the final say whether what player plays with him or not. That's just what it is. Which is why I say when they lose, that's why everybody makes the comments about when they lose. He orchestrated it. Everybody knows that LeBron James has whatever. Even with the most recent comments by Ron Artest, where Ron Artest said LeBron James contacted him, that was just proof in the pudding. He's not the only player that ever said that LeBron's come out and recruit him. A lot of players say that. Is LeBron wrong for that? No, he's not wrong for that. That's your job. You're supposed to recruit guys to come play with you. They're good. So I totally get it. If they're free agents, I get it. That's the point about KD. But anyway, what about
you had to throw that in there.
Yeah, because free agents is free agents. But about Kuzma, Kuzma's game was supposed to be I think LeBron was trying to groom him to be not the next him because that's a stretch. That's big unrealistic expectation. But I think LeBron was trying to make him a good guy, a good ball player in the league. I still think Kuzma has it in him, personally. I just think that Kuzma got tired of that environment. He got tired of the expectations of trying to be a champion. Because the thing is, when you do play with LeBron, you know you got to bring your A game. And I don't think Kuzma has that personality. Even when you look at Kuzma on social media and stuff like that, Kuzma don't seem that interested. He seems to be more interested in Instagram than basketball. A lot of people say that about him. He didn't really seem to care about basketball. So you need to put him in an environment where he can just be himself, and basketball isn't that serious and whatever. And where did they train him?
To watch the Wizards.
Right. So he's not the kind of guy that you want to have on a championship contender. It's not going to work. It's not.
Mm.
He's not going to be able to deal with that demand.
I don't know what front porch Mo is on talking about LeBron plays soft. And come on, man, just stop it. Stop. I don't
Oh,
want
I
to
know
hear
what he's
that.
saying. He's talking about that. He's talking about that box shot. He's talking about that block shot that LeBron James got with Rajon Rondo. Not Rajon Rondo, but was it Patrick Beverly blocked him at the game winner? Or maybe he's talking about Rondo. Who knows? But what's up, Mo? What's happening, bro?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's it. I just think that he makes his teammates better by his presence and the way that he plays the game. Now, if he was like,
I get
if
that.
he was
I
like,
get what you mean by that. I get what you mean by that, and that is true. That point is true. That point is very true.
If he was a scorer like Kobe, it would be a little different. But he's a pass first guy, so pass first guys usually most times make their teammates better most of the time.
Right. I get what you mean by his presence. Like, and that's with any great player. Kevin Durant's presence on Golden State that year just made it unfair. Like, it's just Kevin Durant being on the floor, whether he's shooting or not. There's a guaranteed bucket.
You can't double off nobody with the Golden State. You couldn't double nobody. Yeah.
Did you see that meme? I saw it on Instagram last night. Actually, there's actually a video that on one game, I think it was against the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs had Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry open on one possession, and it was so funny because KD was pointing at Klay like to pass in the ball. And Klay was pointing at Curry like passing.
I remember that, yeah.
So KD passed the ball to Klay. Klay pump face it and then pass it to Steph and Steph shoots it. It was so funny, bro. It was so funny. That team was so much fun to watch.
They were fun. As much as I didn't like the move, they were specials. I can't wait till somebody makes a documentary about that 5-year Warriors run. They were a special team, man. If they never got injured, they probably would have just kept winning.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like the situation I want to see, and I really want the world wants to know. I want to know what happened between Kyrie Irving and LeBron James. I really do. I really want to know what most of this fault went at. What happened?
In my opinion, I think that Kyrie just wanted to do his own thing. He just wanted to, do his own thing, be the man. And I feel like he screwed up in Boston. He had a perfect team that could have been great. He had young Jaylen Brown, young what's his name, Tatum. I thought he could have been a better leader. And he said that. He apologized to LeBron about how leadership is hard. But I think if he would have stayed in Boston, they could have been something special. But, he decided to leave. So, but I think that was his fault. Yeah.
Right. And Jason Tatum, by the way, has been – shout out to Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum, I don't know if you guys see him lately, but Jason Tatum is ripped. He's probably added on like 10 pounds of muscle.
Let me tell you something. That Olympics, that's going to change. Like, that's going to affect his game next season for the better.
Which is
like
why
he's going to come out.
Which is why I said Dame needs to be in Boston. That's my honest opinion. That to me, that's still the best. That's
better
the
than
best
Philly?
place for him to go. Yes, even better than Philly. Even better than Philly. They have a real good chance to be coming out of the East and winning and going. I really think that team can actually go against Kevin Durant in Brooklyn. I really do.
If they get Dame.
If they get Dame, yes. Yep. I will give them a shot to beat the Nets next season. I really do. That team will be very, very, very hard to beat. Very.
See, this is what I don't understand about people. Kyrie should have won the Finals MVP that year. He hit the shot. Do you not understand, Mr. Mo, that the Cavaliers would not be in the Finals if it wasn't for LeBron? Do you not get that? Like, okay, he hit the shot. So what? Paxson hit the shot in 93. Steve Kerr hit the shot in 97. One shot doesn't make you win that Finals MVP. The reason why the Cavs were in the Finals, the reason why they came back from 3-1 is because of the combination of LeBron and Kyrie. So I know LeBron was the best player that Finals. Stop it.
Yeah.
But go ahead, DeVore.
You know what? To be honest with you, I was expecting this conversation to go a little bit more hostile than the way this was actually going. So I'm going to go ahead and applaud y'all too that y'all was able to settle y'all differences, because the way it was going in the group chat, man, I was actually looking forward to this conversation. But anyway, moving on to the next topic. Moving on to the next topic.
I don't have the energy right now, bro. I'm beat.
Oh, well, see, there you go, G. You can go ahead and beat him while he's down.
Nah,
Right.
don't do that.
That's the only way
Go-
you're gonna win it, by the way.
Yeah, okay, sure. Now I want you at your best.
we gonna go ahead and move on to the next topic. As far as the NFL is concerned, probably the news of the week thus far has been the New England Patriots releasing Cam Newton. Now,
Yeah.
there are a lot of speculation to the reason why. Well, everybody has their speculations of the reason why Cam Newton got released. Banks, you wasn't here on Saturday when we ended up having the discussion about him being suspended for the 5 days. Oh yeah, he was last Wednesday. We
Yep.
had the conversation last Wednesday. So yes, he ended up getting suspended for them 5 days due to COVID protocol miscommunication. And it ended up giving Mac Jones an opportunity to showcase his talents during the course of the remainder of training camp for the New England Patriots. Obviously, Mac Jones played a whole lot better than Cam Newton in their final preseason game against the New York Giants. Like I said, there's a speculation out there. The reason why Cam Newton ended up getting released was because of the fact that he's not vaccinated. So I just wanted to get you guys' thought on that first, and then obviously we're gonna talk about what's next for Cam, moving forward for the 2021 season if he will be on an active NFL roster.
Everybody, I know some people want to, put the race card in there. Try to hint at Bill Belichick, this and that. I don't know. I just think that, Banks made a great point a couple of days ago. Well, if he did make a great points a few times about since the Super Bowl, when they put that wood on him, Cam has not been the same. His game has not been the same. I don't know if physically he got hurt or mentally it messed with him. I don't know, but he hasn't been the same. His game has been going downhill. He doesn't have the athleticism that he used to have. He doesn't run it no more. So now he's relying almost solely on his throwing ability, which is not great. So there could be a racial component in this. I don't know. Who knows? But I just think that his game has just gone downhill, and that has affected this. And plus, with the protocol, the vaccine, the thing that happened as well. I just believe that his game had a lot to do with why he got cut. I just see it happen. And also, another point to that, Mac Jones just looks like a Patriots quarterback. He just looks like Tom Brady to me. Like he looks like the next Tom Brady with the Patriots. That has a lot to do with the factor as well. So I don't know about a racial component. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but I just think that Cam, you don't. Okay, go ahead.
No. Yeah, no. I didn't want to interrupt. I just said I don't agree with that at all.
Well, no, I was done. I just think that I just think his game has gotten worse over the years, unfortunately, and that's one of the reasons why he's he got cut.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I think it had several things to do with it. Guys need to understand how serious the NFL is taking COVID. So they're letting people know you're not going to take the COVID shot. You're not going to be on the team. It's a lot that these teams have to lose at the end of the day. This is who you work for. This is your employer. They require things to be done. If you want to keep your job, you got to do it. You got to do it. That's just what it is. Whether people like it or not, whether you're pro-vax or not, or you're anti-vax, whatever. If the job asks you to do it, you got to do it. If you plan on getting employed with that team. Now, I do think that factored into the decision to let Cam go. I honestly didn't know that he didn't take the vaccination, especially considering the fact that he had COVID. It only makes sense that he would, but I don't know. It kind of makes sense that it doesn't make sense that you get COVID and you don't want to take the vaccination. But anyway, Cam is like I said, man. I have nothing against Cam Newton. I love Cam Newton. I think he's a great player. To be very honest with you, it's kind of like what Skip Bayless has said about him. Since that first game Cam Newton had as an NFL player, in which he threw, I think, for almost 300 or 400 yards passing, I think Cam kind of got ahead of himself, and the world got ahead of him. And they placed this, after winning that MVP and things like that, we have this expectation that Cam is whatever. But when you look at his numbers, contrary to guys like Lamar Jackson, who's continued to elevate and improve his arm and his passing ability, unlike Cam Newton, you see that Cam has pretty much stayed even keel his entire career. And that's just what it is. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Did it come as a shock to me? No, it didn't. Because the whole move to the New England Patriots didn't make sense to me anyway, honestly. Especially
Mm.
considering the fact that New England, he arrived in New England with nothing. All they had was some pretty good running backs, and that was it. All the receivers
But
that they drafted. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, but I mean, there was a surprise, but I would think they would just keep him on, just bench him, like cut him. That was kind of, I think that was kind of a stretch, but hey, I guess they didn't believe in him. But go ahead, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
because yeah, I'm not pretty sure the conversation went something like, I think they might have gave him an ultimatum
Mm.
on whether or not do you understand what we're about to do. We're going to move forward with Mac Jones as the starting quarterback, and how guys, how do you feel about it? Maybe I'm just assuming here. I think I'm trying to assume that they have respect for Cam and they let him know.
Yeah,
It's kind of like the similar situation with John Brown, the receiver for the Oakland Raiders, who just he asked for his release and Oakland granted him his release. Um,
right.
it's a very similar situation. I think Cam had that conversation, and Cam was like, "If I'm not starting, I don't want to play, and I'm not going to, And Cam is too vocal to sit on the bench. He's too vocal, and it would have become
Mm.
a distraction. And we know New England is not about distractions, bro. They're just not
At
with that.
all.
So
Yeah.
the decision to move Cam was strictly the Patriot way, as they say. That was the Patriot way.
Devore, you got anything? Any thoughts on this?
For the most part, I'm gonna go ahead and agree with Banks on this one. Now, that report that came out last week about him being distracted about the rap music, that does cause a little bit of a concern for me.
Me too. Yeah.
But outside of that, for real, the Patriot way is the team first. And like Banks alluded to earlier, when it comes to COVID into 2021 season, the consequences are way too severe if a team has to end up having to forfeit a game due to the team being having COVID. So with Cam Newton not being vaccinated, I strongly believe that played a big factor into the release of Cam. Um, but outside of that, like Banks, to be honest with you, Banks probably hit it right on the head. To be honest with you, now I believe it was 2019. Before the 2019, it was reported that Cam Newton was supposedly supposed to sit out the whole season for the Carolina Panthers. And I believe he played the first 3 or 4 games, if I'm not mistaken, and then he ended up shutting it down for the rest of the season. So I strongly believe whatever happened in that 2018 season has a lingering effect on Cam Newton as far as his ability to throw the football. To be completely 100 with you,
But
Yeah,
see, okay, so we're going to get into the teams that he may, choose. But if the whole COVID thing is serious, other teams won't sign him if he's not vaccinated, right?
that is correct.
right. That is correct. So,
Well, I guess we could go ahead and play devil's
so
advocate with it anyway. Um, Me personally, I would definitely throw Philadelphia on the list. Dallas
Yeah,
on
definitely
Dallas is
Dallas.
out. Dallas is out. Dallas is
Why?
no,
not signed.
no,
They
they
signed.
not.
They signed.
Would
Why
you?
they
They
out?
signed.
Why they out?
They signed. They signed. What's the kid's name today?
Oh, they
Um,
got another quarterback.
they got another quarterback today.
I
At,
was
at,
out. I was
I,
go. Go ahead,
go, go,
G.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say Atlanta's definitely gonna be an option because
No, they not. No, they
Josh
not.
Rosen ain't gonna make it the whole
You
season.
don't
We
need
all know
that. Ain't an
that.
option. Don't even try that. Don't even try it. This is not. It's not an option. That's definitely not an option. Now let me
Okay.
go ahead and go back to Dallas. Banks. I got to see exactly who the Dallas ended up signing because during the course of, I want to say, Hard Knocks, watching Dallas, unfortunately I had the stomach watching Ben DiNucci throw the football. I was so glad he got released because I think the worst quarterback I've probably ever seen play in my life is Nathan Peterman, and Ben DiNucci is right behind him. To be completely honest with you,
Not
because
not not Jamarcus Russell. No.
no,
Oh,
it's definitely Ben DiNucci. Like, honestly, I don't even understand the reason why he ended up lasting so long in Dallas. The way he turns the football over, like I just don't see him as an NFL quarterback. To be honest, I just don't. But
They signed
as
Will Greer.
Will Greer,
Yeah.
okay, West Virginia. Um,
Hmm.
I don't even think he played a game with the Panthers.
Okay, what about
Nope.
Cam with the Houston Texans?
What are they going? He gonna
I
sit back and
don't.
he gonna sit back and just sit and talk to Deshaun Watson on the bench the whole time?
Who's the starter?
It's probably gonna be Tyrod Taylor.
Shit. I mean, if I got to pick between Cam and Tyrod Taylor, I mean, come on now.
I guess, but I don't know. I'm not really in favor of the Houston Texans. I still have Philadelphia at the top of my list.
Okay, I guess, but he has to be on the bench. He's not going to start over Jalen.
Why not?
What? I'm not starting him over. Come on now, stop it. No.
Why not?
What about the Dolphins?
No. There's too much invested into it, which we will get into a little later. But there's no way the Dolphins are going to bench Tua because they gotta know what they're going to get. They gotta know what they're going to have in the foreseeable future with Tua.
There was a so-called report that Cam said he's okay with being the backup somewhere else.
I don't believe that.
You don't believe that? You don't think Cam could be a backup and be cool with it?
Like I think at me personally, if I was to put Cam on a roster, I'm okay with him being being the second string. But Cam Newton, I don't think he thinks he deserves to be a backup.
Oh, well, he has to humble himself because if you're not going to be a backup, you might not be in the league, bro.
Come on now, you playing the most important position in football. It's very, very difficult for you to humble yourself and be okay with a backup.
So then he's gonna be out. He's gonna be out the league then.
Oh well, hey, there can always be, knock on wood, there could always be a injury or a decline in quarterback play where they might end up putting them in there. Philadelphia.
Oh my God, Philly is not an option. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that.
I'm just saying, like teams like Philadelphia, Dallas, Banks put throughout Washington. But my only issue with Washington, with the fact that he's not vaccinated and Ron Rivera has that health condition, I don't think that's going to be a good fit for Cam. Now I know they got history.
Ron Rivera loves Cam Newton so much he doesn't give a damn about that.
Yeah,
Ron Rivera and Cam Newton have a very good relationship.
Very good, yeah.
I hear you on it. But it was a big factor in the reason why Dwayne Haskins ended up getting released by the Washington football team as well.
I'm just saying,
I think
that's Cam Newton we're talking about.
That's the best option for him. The Redskins. Oh, sorry, the Washington football team. I'm sorry.
Yes, the Washington football team.
WFT.
I remember we was playing Madden the other day and I was looking at their logo in the middle of the field. They actually have like the NFL logo. They don't even have a Washington football team sitting in the middle of the field.
Yep. Are they going to come up with a team name or are they just going to keep that name?
I don't know. Like these type of things take time. Like I feel bad for the Washington football team fans because like you got to go out and buy all brand new apparel again. Like that's like for real. Like I don't even think I could do that as a fan. Like if the Dolphins would decide they want to go with, I don't know, the Miami football team. Like
it's just fun. It's crazy to me. A whole bunch of guys sit in a room and that's the name that they came up with. Like seriously, you could have come up with something else.
It's starting to grow on me personally. I'm starting to like it.
Yeah, it's growing on me too. It really is growing on me too. We're about 2 years into the Washington football team. Like it's really starting to grow on me. Like the big old W sit on the side of the helmet. Like
right, I think they should just put, instead of the numbers, just put a W on there. Like I would like to see at least a letter there, but whatever.
Yeah, so Banks and UG are on board with the Washington football team. So we have no takers on Dallas, no takers on Philly.
Or the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, because Josh Rosen.
You just doing that to troll right now. You just doing that to troll.
No, we all know by week 6 he ain't gonna be there, Josh Rosen. So might as well, yeah.
Why is that?
we don't have time, bro. Go ahead.
I'm serious.
We don't have time. Y'all just talking shit right now, but it's okay. Now that was serious. Y'all just talking shit right now. Y'all not real. Now I have expectations that Josh Rosen will get in sometime this year, though.
I want him to. I want him to, so you can shut up. I really want him
Just
to get in so
just
bad.
just
So you can
briefly
shut
to
up.
just to briefly touch on that touchdown pass he threw on Sunday. What would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, Banks?
I was rated on the as a 5. The guy was
What you
wide open.
mean? The level of difficulty of the throw
The,
alone,
The
of the
guy was wide
throw,
open.
you
he
should
wide
give it a
open. What are you
10.
talking about?
He
The
Stop,
guy
wasn't
was
stop
wide
that.
wide
open.
open. He was
The
Stop
not
guy
that.
was
wide
wide open.
open.
I
That's like
seen
a
Lamar.
six.
I seen Lamar Jackson throw the same thing you criticize him for. Next,
I didn't criticize him for that.
next.
I never criticized
I
Lamar
seen
Jackson for the
Dak
throw.
Prescott throw the same passes that got
Man,
criticized.
please.
Next,
Man, please. Man, please.
next.
Hey, I'm gonna be completely 100 with you. Nowadays, you throwing the football from different arm angles and off your back foot is not a bad thing anymore.
That's the shit that Aaron Rodgers is doing on a regular.
Yeah, he's doing that on the regular.
Yeah.
But back in the day, that like throwing across your body, that's a bad thing. But
Yeah, that was a bad
now
thing. Yeah.
now we're doing that like with our eyes closed.
I think
So I can't.
Brett Favre was one of the pioneers of that, throwing across your body. And
Yeah, he was one of the
Yeah,
pioneers
because
of
he
throwing
wasn't
the
as accurate.
interception. It
He
didn't end
was.
up it didn't turn
He
out too
wasn't
good
as
when he did
accurate.
it though.
Yeah, he wasn't as accurate.
Yeah, it didn't turn out too good. But since we on the topic of the New England Patriots, let's go ahead and put our expectations. Since basically it's going to be Mac Jones who's going to be the New England Patriots starter week 1 versus the Miami Dolphins. So as far as expectations are concerned, where are we going to put Mac Jones?
They're not going to the playoffs.
You don't think so?
No.
Yeah, but they don't really have competition in that division. Well, no, let me not say that.
No. They got the Miami
You're right.
Dolphins and the Buffalo.
Yeah.
They're not going to.
Yeah, you're right.
And then you got the AFC still getting better. You got the Ravens. You got the Chiefs. You got Tennessee.
Titans. Yeah.
You got who else is out
Steelers.
there?
Steelers.
The Browns. The Steelers. They're not going to the playoffs. So if they're not going to the playoffs, I don't expect much from them. I think he's going to play pretty okay. Honestly, I think he's going to do enough to keep his job for a couple years for them to improve and get more weapons. New England is behind the 8 ball right now. They need some guys that can come in and play. That's just what it is. Primarily some receivers. They don't really got nobody they can really throw the ball to. So I kind of feel bad for the guy, but he's making it work though. I think he's going to be okay. You know, he's going to make some mistakes, and Bill Belichick is going to have to be patient with him, which I think Bill Belichick is patient after dealing with somebody like Tom Brady in his early career. He had no other choice but to be patient. I think dealing with Tom Brady is going to help him deal with this new guy because Brady had growing pains, so he's going to be okay with Mac Jones' growing pains. You know what I mean? This reminds me so much of the Drew Bledsoe and Tom Brady all over again. That's what it feels like.
I hear you. I think because of their running game and because of their defense, they might have a chance to make the playoffs. Might. I think they'll be on the outside looking in. It's still 7 teams every year now, right? Since last season. So, I mean, they have a chance to make the playoffs. But, again, their competition, just in their division alone, Buffalo twice and Miami twice, it's going to be tough for them. It's going to be tough.
Right there. There's 4 losses.
So you're actually taking the Dolphins to beat the Patriots, Banks,
Absolutely.
2 times?
Absolutely.
Twice? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't.
I think Buffalo is guaranteed twice. Maybe not the Dolphins. I don't know.
I think they're going to split with them both.
You think so?
1-1 versus the Dolphins, 1-1 against the Bills. Because
So
I don't
if
think
they
the
go
Bills.
1-1, then you might as well just say the Patriots are winning the division.
Here's how I have my ranking for the AFCs. I have it's neck and neck right now for the New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills for me to be 100
over the Dolphins. Really?
Yes, as long as Tua is the starter. Based off of what I saw last year, I'm gonna put the Dolphins in 3rd place. Now
based off last year. Come on.
Yes, man. You can. That's
what are you talking about?
go off preseason. I can't go off of preseason. There's teams that went 0-4 in preseason, but I know they're gonna be making the playoffs.
Like the Rams.
Like the Rams, exactly. So, with that being said, I can't stop thinking about what Quinte said about Tom Brady being a game manager early on in his career. Now,
don't get me started, bro.
Now, when I look at Mac Jones, you don't, as long as you don't turn the ball over, I feel like the New England Patriots defense could do the rest and basically put the New England Patriots offense in situations like the Dolphins defense did for Tua last year. That's what I think, in my honest opinion, because you remember there was a lot of players, there's a lot of defensive players in particular that were on that COVID exempt list for the New England Patriots, like Dante Hightower, Patrick Chung, etc. So the Patriots, they're gonna be some legitimate contenders.
Let me just say, let me give my prediction, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'll be right. I don't know. Patriots 2-4 in the division, right? Because they play each other 6 times. Dolphins 4-4. Dolphins 4-2. Buffalo 5-1, and then the Jets, I don't know, 1-5 or 0-6. That's how I see it.
Why is everybody so sold on the Buffalo Bills winning the division?
Because they have a great team, or they have
a really good team, bro.
They have a really good team.
That's a really no. They have a great team. That team is set to make the Super Bowl. They can make a run at the Super Bowl. Not too many teams in the league can say that.
I guess they do have some holes, in my honest opinion, but I ain't gonna sit here and say they have a great team. Like they have.
You can say that about a lot of teams. A lot of teams.
I'm just saying, like if you talking about the Bills, like number one, I'm not sold on Josh Allen just yet. I know he just got paid, but I'm not sold on him just yet. I need to see one more year of progression in Josh Allen before I'm a true believer.
This guy, not sold on Josh Allen, but you all Josh Wilson.
I didn't. See, now you twisted my words up. See, I know what Quinte be talking about now. You be twisting my words up. I did not say that. I just said he deserved another opportunity. That's what I said. Now, when it comes to Josh Allen, I need to see one more year because he does have a knack of turning the ball over at times in the worst situations. So I need to see one more year of Josh Allen before I'm gonna go ahead and crown him the AFC East title. Now, when it comes down to Miami, I just don't think Tua has it in him to put up 30+ points in a game in a shootout. To be honest,
he might not have to if his defense plays well enough.
So why come we can't give the same courtesy to Mac Jones and the New England Patriots? Because I think the Patriots defense is better than the Dolphins.
Yes, and they also have a running game, but his receivers, man, the receiving core, they can't get off the line. They're just not good. They need receivers. So we'll see.
That's what Jonnu and Hunter Henry is for. If you think about it, they trying to get back to that old school Aaron Hernandez and Rob Gronkowski type of scheme. What they trying to do over there in New England.
We'll see, man. I just think their passing game is not great. So that might hold them back, but they have a defense and they have the running game. So
no hope in the New England Patriots, huh?
No, okay. I don't think they got a shot. Personally, I mean,
I think they got somewhat of a shot.
No, I don't.
Okay, well, we'll definitely revisit this conversation during the season, but we'll end up making our week 1 prediction next week. Wednesday.
You know what? You know what I want to do? What I want to do is by week 8. What the fuck is half of 17? I don't even know. By week 8, I want us to revisit everything that we talked about predictions and who's going to be great. And I want to see if we got it by week 8.
Hey, 9 times out of 10, I'm right most of the time. Like I said, okay. Hey, when it comes to the NFL, I'm the NFL guru, so Banks already know.
Garbage, bro. You know you're definitely not right about that.
Hey, what you mean? what are you talking about? Like, you know how many things I sat here and got right? I got Ryan Tannehill right. I had the Niners right.
How did you get Ryan Tannehill right? He has not won anything, bro.
I told you what week he was going to start for the Tennessee Titans.
You got that right, but what has he done?
It does not. That's not. Hey, my prediction did not say they would win the Super Bowl. My prediction was
I
Marcus
feel like if
Mariota.
you're not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl, there's nothing to talk about.
What are you talking about? A prediction is a prediction. Whatever I predict, it is correct 1,000%. It should not be debated.
It's not going to be debated, but your prediction should also. You're going to be
And
that high on
then,
that guy.
and you know what's funny? And you know what's funny? I predicted that New England was gonna go into Tennessee and lose to the Titans that year too. You remember that prediction, Banks?
You remember the last year of Tom Brady? Yeah.
Yes, I predicted that, and then I turned around and made the prediction that they was gonna beat the Ravens. Man, you ain't ready.
You actually predicted them to do a lot more than what they did.
I said this is gonna stop right here with the Chiefs. I said that. Now, I also made the prediction in 2019 when they first dropped the schedule, and I told you the Niners are going to win your division. I told you that, and then you said this was exactly what you said. I remember exactly what you said. Make sure you answer your phone after the Los Angeles Rams beat the Niners. That's what you told me.
The thing about Banks, sometimes Banks gets emotional. He gets emotional, especially by his team. So I feel the same way about the Miami Heat.
If it came out your mouth, you a man. You gonna own up to it regardless. And so I don't care if it was emotion. I don't care if you was high.
That's how I feel about it.
I don't care if you was drunk.
Prediction.
I don't care if you was halfway
Can we get on record
asleep.
that you think the Tennessee Titans are going to go to the Super Bowl? Can we get some?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Oh, right. You want to say that?
There's no point of talking about Ryan Tannehill. There's no point.
Hey, yeah, see, don't try to gas me up and try to force me into something I know that's not gonna be true. This is my prediction, and this is where I'm gonna leave it at. I made the prediction that I said that Ryan Tannehill is a good quarterback. Well, excuse me, a NFL starting caliber quarterback. That's where I left it at. I didn't take it nowhere else. I didn't say he was I never said he was the best quarterback. I never said he was going to the Super Bowl. I never said none of those things. You just took the extra step and said he's the best quarterback. He better than Lamar Jackson. He this, he that. All I told you about him and Lamar Jackson was he beat Lamar Jackson 2 times. And where it counted the most was in the playoffs. So,
and did you know Lamar Jackson got him back this past year?
That's nice, but I believe the record is 2-1 Ryan Tannehill and the Titans.
Oh, come on, man. Stop it.
I'm sorry, Finsanity. Shout out to Finsanity in the chat. I just don't see the Dolphins making the playoffs.
But you got the Patriots making the playoffs over the Dolphins.
Yes. That makes no sense. But okay.
Come on now. Like now. So now Tom Brady on the Patriots. Now the Patriots are a bad team. Are we forgetting we have the greatest head coach of all time in New England? Like, come on now. Stop. Don't be. How do you say it, G Money? Stop it. Don't be disrespectful.
And he lost. He didn't make the playoffs, and his guy won the Super Bowl year 1. So,
hey, that's nice. That's nice. But look at the roster. Look at the roster. Look at the roster. But since we on the topic of the Miami Dolphins, let's go ahead and push this to the last topic of the evening. So, obviously, the news over the weekend was the report of the fact that the Miami Dolphins are the front runners to trade for Deshaun Watson. Now Brian Flores went on record, I believe, 3 times this week since then. The first time he kind of dodged the question as far as saying that Tua was the starter. Second go around, he addressed the team and said that Tua is going to be our quarterback. And then he came out again, I believe it was yesterday, and said that Tua is going to be the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. Now, my question to you guys is, do you believe Brian Flores as far as him endorsing Tua moving forward for the 2021 season, or do you think the Miami Dolphins will end up making a trade for Deshaun Watson before the 2021 season?
I'm not gonna believe it until it happens. Because they've been saying that since fucking April and shit. I mean, you have to believe him because right now, until something is made, he has to go with Tua as the guy. So even if you don't want to believe him, you have to believe him because What are they going to trade for Watson? They already signed Howard, so it's like I don't see that trade happening. I could be wrong. I just don't see it happen. I think that's just a pipe dream because they've been saying that for 5-6 months now. I don't care.
Yeah,
What do you
I
have,
don't,
Banks?
I don't see it happening. I would like to see it happen though. If the
Yeah.
Miami Dolphins got him, I'm a Dolphins fan because the Dolphins should win him.
I think you should be pumping your brakes because we still had to clear the sexual allegations first.
I'm just saying, if the Miami Dolphins got him, if put it this way, it doesn't sound like uh, Coach Flo is willing to take a chance on him unless he knows for sure there's going to be no type of charges brought against him. He's not willing to take that chance.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
with that being said, if the Dolphins end up trading for him, you can bet your bottom dollar. The reason why they got him is because they know that he's free of all those charges. Nothing's going to happen. They're not going to risk giving away all that draft capital that they're asking for to bring that guy in only to find out he's not going to be on the team. That's what I took away from the whole conversation. That's what I took away from it. I think that he's waiting to trade Tua. Personally,
Mm.
I think he would. I think he'll do it.
Wait, so
I
you don't
think
think the Dolphins believe in Tua?
I think the
no.
Dolphins are going to want Tua in return. I'm not the Dolphins.
Yeah.
The Texans are going to want Tua in return. I think Tua is going to be part of that trade package.
He has to.
Because that's what. There's no point of you if you're going to bring Deshaun Watson in. There's no point of you keeping Tua. None.
At all.
None.
You're right.
Because he will not see the field. None. Unless he winds up at halfback or tight end or something like that, which ain't happening. That's not happening.
I wanted to address Finsanity in the chat here, saying absolutely, but believes in Flores. When has he ever lied? Here's my let me just give you a timeline real quick, okay? Let me give you a quick little timeline real quick, because this is what's a little bit suspicious with me as far as my loyalty with Brian Flores moving forward. Okay, so, and this is not me being a conspiracy theorist. I'm actually giving you facts here. Now, 2020, that draft, we wanted. Well, let me go back to 2019. The whole tank for Tua, that whole fiasco, and then we move fast forward to 2020, and there were reports that the Dolphins, they wanted to make the trade and try to get Joe Burrow with the first pick. Obviously, that ended up happening, and they ended up having to settle for Tua. Me personally, I feel like that was a Stephen Ross pick to begin with.
Yep.
So then we're during the 2020 season, right before the 2020 season, Brian Flores came out in the media and said if he was my kid, I wouldn't want to put him in that type of situation as far as playing him, because he was still recuperating from that hip injury from the year prior. So then you end up putting him out there. I believe it was week 6 at the end of the game against the Jets, and then you end up starting them the next week. So what changed from the time that you said what you said about you don't want to put him in that type of situation? The Dolphins are 3-3. Ryan Fitzpatrick is somewhat decent at this time for the New England Patriots, for the Miami Dolphins, and then you just go ahead and just pull the plug, and you see that Ryan Fitzpatrick is still talking about it to this day. He does not understand why he was benched. Now, let me go ahead and just get to the locker room aspect of things as far as from a player standpoint. When you bench a quarterback that's not playing bad and there's loyalty there with the other players on the team, and then you just take them out, that caused the issue within the locker room as far as leadership is concerned. Now, you want to sit here and talk about the 2 games that Tua had to get pulled out of the game for, the Las Vegas Raiders and the Denver Broncos game, and you put Ryan Fitzpatrick in those games to win you those games. That goes to show right there that we're not exactly truly believing in you. Now let's go ahead and go to the Deshaun Watson aspect of things, because again, it goes back to the whole locker room situation as far as leadership is concerned. If you don't want to come out in the media and say that Tua straight up is you going to be your quarterback, I feel like there's going to be a rebellion type situation during the course of the season in Miami.
I think I understand where you're getting at. So he basically had to lie. He had to come. He had to seem convincing
Well, it
You can't.
obviously there's going to be tampering involved. They say, yeah, we're trying to pursue Deshaun Watson, but he could have just said that Tua is our guy. That's what he could have said, but he didn't say it. But again, going back to what Banks was saying, like it doesn't make any sense. But we excuse me, me and you and Havoc was having the conversation on Saturday about the possibility of having some protected picks involved. I think at this point the Dolphins are just waiting for that asking price to come down, because I strongly believe if the asking price, because well currently the asking price is right now is 3 first round picks and 2 second round picks. That's what the asking price is for the Houston Texans that they want right now. So if we bring the asking price down, let's say Tua, Waddle, and a first round pick, I think the Dolphins would pull the trigger on that.
I could see that. I mean, why wouldn't they? Especially if the allegations, if it turns out to be not true and he doesn't go to jail, I go for it. Go for it. But what I'm saying is, I don't think that Brian would have came out there and said, "Yeah, we're gonna." I think he has to go with his guy, even if he doesn't believe it himself. He has to install or whatever confidence into it and says, "Yeah, that's my guy." He should have just came out and said, "That's my guy," until something happens. So, yeah.
Well, it comes down again to what we was discussing before. When you said that you wouldn't mind seeing Cam Newton in Miami. This is how important this is, because this season for Tua, we need to see some type of
Progression, yeah.
progression. Well, to keep him around, because we're going to reevaluate the situation again at the end of the season, as far as Deshaun Watson, if he's not already traded to a team by then, and then we'll have a clear picture as far as how his legal issues are going to work out. And I can almost guarantee you, if Tua, to be honest with you, I think if Tua does not go to the playoffs for the Dolphins, I think they're going to go ahead and pull the trigger on that trade. I really do.
After the season, yeah, okay.
If again, it all comes down to the allegations as well, because like if he ends up being innocent, or ends up paying off the 22 women, however you decide that you that's going to end up getting off of whatever situation that you're in. If the
That's a lot
Dolphins,
of payoffs.
yes, if the Dolphins don't make the playoffs, what they're making it, they're making that decision right then and there. We gotta get Watson. We got to. We're falling behind in the AFC East right now.
Yeah, and by that point, the Patriots can already, have a chance to already be better than them. So you never know. I agree.
Yeah, 1,000%. The Patriots are going to be the Dolphins. It's very, very difficult for you to compete with, I hate to say, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. It's very, very difficult. So, like, you got to be able to put up some points, because there's going to be some games where you're going to be put in situations where you're going to have to put up 30 points to win the game. That's just
honestly, to just be honest with you, I live in Miami. I'm from Miami. Grew up in Miami. I'm not a Dolphins fan per se, but I'm not a Dolphins hater. So it's like, I want to see them do great, man. I hope that Tua. Sorry about that. I hope that Tua can, actually progress and have a better season, and they make the playoffs. Like, I want them to be good so bad, just so people like you and other people can shut the hell up about Tua and the Dolphins, and they finally have a great year. We'll see.
It has nothing to do with Tua. My issue is strictly with the Tua fans. Okay, like you heard when Ian was up here.
I know I'm messing with you.
Yeah. I'm saying this for the people at home, the people in the chat. I'm saying it for the people in the chat. I'm just saying, like, I just can't stand. There's a difference between a Tua fan and a Tua stan. I can't stand the Tua stans, because the Tua stans, they feel like he shouldn't have to earn everything that he gets in the NFL. Everything should be just given to him. And that's what drives me crazy. Like before the whole sexual allegation stuff came out with Deshaun Watson, obviously Miami was a top destination for the for Deshaun Watson. You know what they said? I just want you to take a wild guess of what they said.
I don't know. Tua was better than Watson. Is that what they were saying?
No, they said you didn't even give the shot. Excuse me. You didn't even give Tua a chance. I'm like, damn, yo. Like, are you serious right now? Are we really having this conversation right now? You didn't give Tua a chance. Like, come on now. Let's seriously weigh our options here.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with that.
let's weigh our options. Deshaun Watson or Tua? Tua
That's
or Watson? Come
I
on now.
mean,
Let's
yeah.
let's let's be smart here. Let's literally be smart right now. Who do you want on your roster who do you think is going to take you to the promise has a better chance of taking you to the promised lands?
Watson.
There you go. I don't get it. When something is staring you blue in the face, that's almost a guarantee. People don't take it. I don't understand it. I
I
really don't understand it.
I hear you, but the thing is about that, if you don't get Watson, you got to go with Tua because what else do you got? So you got to go with your guy. So right now it's Tua.
Okay, we about to have some tough love real quick. That was the Dolphins' dumbass fault. I know we coming upon the hour and 12-minute mark, but let me go ahead and get this off my chest. I said this to Banks in the party chat the other day, right? So my thing is, we sit it's and it pains me to say because ever since I met Banks has basically been right about the Dolphins. The Dolphins, the fans have literally been mad at the Dolphins for the past 20 years because of the fact that they passed up on Drew Brees for Dante Culpepper.
Well,
Me,
yeah.
me personally, I feel like this is the exact same situation when you drafted Tua. You drafted a player that had a career threatening injury. Think about that for a second. You drafted with the 5th overall pick a player that had a career threatening injury, didn't know that he was going to ever play again, and you drafted him anyway. Does it sound similar to you?
It does. But I disagree with you. I still think they should have went with Drew Brees. Dante Culpepper was come on now. When Drew Brees was playing, even though he got hurt, when he was playing, he was better than Dante Culpepper.
They were about even. But anyway, they
Okay.
were about even. Oh, they were about even. Drew Brees wasn't the Drew Brees that you saw in New Orleans. Drew Brees was still he was still at a development stage at his time in San Diego. But you get what I'm saying though.
I
Like
get what you're saying. Yeah, I hear you.
you had the opportunity to go get Herbert. You didn't get Herbert, which I wanted Herbert, and I said it on record too as well. If you want to go check the tape. But like, yeah, you go ahead and get to it. And then like my thing is I'm a no excuse kind of guy. I know I said COVID, we're gonna go ahead and put COVID down as an excuse. I give everybody a pass. But at the same time, I don't want to hear anything about injury being an excuse. If you're healthy enough to be out there, you're healthy enough to produce for the team to help the team win. Because there's a fine line. There is a fine line between I'm hurt and I'm just hurting the team, and I'm healthy enough to help the team win. There's a freaking fine line, and I don't want to hear he was still hurt. He was still hurt. That's ridiculous to me. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you have the floor for the last 2 minutes because we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up.
No, I just shout out to the fellas, Quinte, Havoc, even Shake, Brighton. Hope to get him on again. I love his mindset. I'm glad he's part of the team. And Banks, he just want to give a shout out to his sister. Hopefully she does, she's okay and she makes it out of whatever's going on. And shout out to Devore too. He does a lot for us. He's the man. And even though he says some crazy shit, he's like the producer of the show. So he's good. I don't have really much to say. I don't have a really final thought. I just can't wait for the season to start. I hope that the Dolphins could be great. I want to see what the Steelers can do. I'm not worried about the Eagles. I know they're going to suck. I'm prepared for that. 2-15 or whatever the fuck. How many games are we going to play? But yeah, I'm excited for the season, and hopefully the Dolphins can do well. I want to see. I want to see these quarterbacks. These we were talking about it on the chat. I think that this is one of the best quarterback classes as far as the draft in a while. These quarterbacks, man, they're something serious, and I think that eventually the guy in Chicago is going to take over. You got the guy in San Francisco, you got the guy in Jacksonville, and of course you got Mac Jones in New England. These quarterbacks are serious, man. They looking like the future. But other than that, peace and love to everybody. Hopefully everybody's healthy and enjoy your life and have fun.
I was when you shouted me out there as far as my job titles. I literally sat here and I thought to myself, I'm like, damn, I got like 6 job titles. Like for real, I got like 6 job titles. I got producer, editor, um, promoter. Like, not to toot my own horn, but anyway, let's go ahead and move on. Yes, most definitely. Shout out to you, obviously. Um, and the show Self Made. Be sure to check out the Self Made podcast. Did we come out with another episode this week? Yes.
Yes, it will be uploaded tomorrow, actually.
Oh yes. So he got G Money came out with another episode that's going to be out tomorrow on Spotify.
Called
Also,
Taking Chances.
yes, called Taking Chances. So be sure to look forward to checking that out tomorrow. Um, Also, tomorrow, we possibly may have another pod tomorrow with a
Hmm.
special guest. I'm not going to announce this special guest. It's going to be a surprise tomorrow evening, but most definitely, um, shout out to Mace Taggart. Look out for the bat signal for that one. Um, Outside of that, man, like I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to this NFL season. Like it's the 6 months that you end up not having football is an extreme drag. Like seriously,
Yeah.
it's drag. So um, we'll be back. What Saturday? Well, she might be back tomorrow, but don't quote me on that. But that's most definitely Saturday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Also, be sure to go ahead and like our Facebook page, Instagram page, and also our Twitter page. You can also re-listen to this on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all other major streaming platforms. Again, we'll be back Saturday evening, 9 p.m. Oh, excuse me, one more thing before I even close this thing out. One more announcement I wanted to put out there. Now, since we have the NFL season coming up, I know we talked about this backstage. I'm going to start having some watch parties. So it's going to be the national televised games, obviously. So that will be the Sunday night game, the Monday night game, and the Thursday night game. Depending on what the better matchup is, that is going to be the game that I am going to have the watch party for. So most definitely, everybody is welcome to the watch party. No ticket admission, obviously. So be sure to look for. I'm looking forward to that during the course of the NFL season. But outside of that, man, this is the Not for the Bay podcast. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button. This is the Not for Bay podcast. Like I said,
Peace.
we about it here, man.